On a cold November morning, just after sunrise, fog drifts across Pluckman Bayou in the South Delta. The only sounds are those of birds and maybe a tractor far in the distance. These are the sounds of the Delta. It is a place of stark beauty, a place of endless horizons and beautiful sunsets, but also a place of work and accomplishment. Here, more than almost anywhere on earth, the rhythms of the year paint the landscape with the efforts of its inhabitants. The hopes of spring are transformed into the bounty of autumn, and yet again the earth, the land, is the ultimate collaborator with man. This topsoil, the richest on earth, is dozens of feet deep and was laid down inch by inch by countless years of flooding from the fourth largest river on the planet, the Mississippi. It is a place where the past is as near as an abandoned sharecropper cabin, and the present is as close as a $500,000 massive piece of machinery going about its work far in the distance. Indian mounds dot its landscape, bringing to mind the unknown people who inhabited this land for generations and then were simply gone. The Delta is rich in stories and traditions. It is said that much of our popular culture in America comes directly from this fertile crescent of land, which stretches the 250 miles from Memphis to Vicksburg. It is the undisputed birthplace of the blues, the cradle of rock and roll, and the source of some of the most enduring literature in the English language. It was the last frontier in the South, becoming home to people from far-flung places like Italy, Austria, China, Russia, Greece, and Lebanon. It is a place that has consistently reinvented itself when needed, yet held on to the characteristics and qualities that have made it unique. It is the Delta, our Delta. On a Mississippi Territory map from the 1840s, the Delta was virtually non-existent. Only creeks and bayous show up in the places that would later support the meager population. By the turn of the century, the Delta was thriving, welcoming immigrants from all corners of the world to participate in the great experiment of living together. Cotton was king, and everyone who lived and worked in the Delta had something to do with the growing or picking or buying or selling of the white gold. Before mechanization, mules dominated the landscape, and every plantation had dozens and sometimes hundreds of mules for plowing, cultivating, pulling wagons, and hauling supplies. Great gangs of people chopped cotton all summer and then picked cotton from September till well after Christmas. Wagons lined the roads carrying cotton to the gins, and the little towns thrived with the steady incomes the workers made. All throughout the South Delta, in Hollandale, Nittayuma, Anguilla, Cary, Holly Bluff, over in Louise and Glen Allen, in Myersville and onward in Valley Park and Grace, stores and gins and farms supported hundreds of families. The South Delta was and still is a good place to live. A photograph taken by Farm Securities Administration photographer Marion Post Walcott in 1937 shows the line of tenant houses along Highway 61 on the Mound Plantation. In the decades that have passed, people have come and gone. The Delta has changed and reinvented itself with new business models and a variety of new crops. But the spirit of the people remains, people who stick together in good times and bad, people who help their neighbors and volunteer for their communities, and people who still wave when a stranger passes. This is our Delta.